Sienna Miller allegedly has PTSD from her relationship with Diddy and is helping the feds to bring him down. She never confirmed her romantic relationship with him, but the blind items have alleged this for a long time.
Sienna Miller, Hollywood's own soft-spoken boho baddie, allegedly just pulled a move so cold, it's got the internet clutching pearls. Word on the boulevard is that she may have spilled Diddy's most humiliating bedroom secrets to the FBI. Yes, ma'am, the feds. And let's just say it's not looking like bad boy for life anymore. More like bad performance forever. Allegedly, of course. Now we're not just talking regular celebrity pillow talk. Oh no, baby. We're talking erectile dysfunction level floppage. And a man so deep in delusion that he allegedly launched a smear campaign just to cover up his own, non-functioning weapon of mass disappointment. And now, with the walls closing in, Sienna might just be the final boss no one saw coming. Let's rewind. In true Diddy fashion, chasing what he can't have, he allegedly pursued Sienna for years. According to a blind item, one of the key informants helping the government build a case against the producer-turned-rapper is a woman who's been waiting decades to serve her revenge. She never wanted to date him. She'd seen how he treated women at parties. She was around during the time mentioned in many of the lawsuits. But one day, she finally gave in and went on a date with him. She was already A-list. He had no power over her career and nothing to offer her. They went out a couple of times, and one night, they ended up in bed. That's when it happened, or rather, didn't happen. She claims he couldn't perform, thanks to what she believed was substance use. The next day, he was reportedly telling everyone she was boring in bed, running his mouth for hours. Big mistake. So let's get this straight. He couldn't back up the lifestyle he rapped about. No beat, no bass, no hook, just silence, limp disappointment, and crushed expectations. And he was the one trash-talking her? Sir, you showed up to the game with no gas in the tank, and now you're mad the engine didn't run? Allegedly, Diddy's smear campaign caused Sienna real emotional trauma. We're talking PTSD-level damage. But now, with the feds investigating him for a laundry list of violations, Sis said, "Bet." She grabbed her receipts, reclaimed her dignity, and walked into the spotlight. Choir girls don't bark. They bite when it counts. You see her smiling in those pictures? That's the smile of a woman who doesn't play. But here's where things really get messy. Sienna didn't just vent to her group chat or drop blind items to Dumois. Oh no. Allegedly, she tipped off federal investigators with details about Diddy's dysfunction, his manipulative smear tactics, and even gossip from his inner circle. Yep, according to whispers, she's one of several women quietly working with investigators as the RICO-style case against Diddy heats up. But don't mistake this for petty revenge. This is chess. She waited. She watched. She survived the character assassination. And now that karma's circling, she's saying, now you're gonna gag. Let's pause and sip the contrast. Diddy, once a top-tier mogul, now reduced to he couldn't get it up and blamed the girl. You were throwing wild freak-offs, allegedly hosting rooms full of models and liquor. But when it came to one-on-one with a sober, consenting woman, you fumbled. This is the same man who spent decades performing hypersexuality and power, acting like God's gift to women, allegedly while popping blue pills just to stay afloat. The image and the reality are fighting. And now, the women you tried to silence, they're singing. And it's sounding a lot like a deposition. And let's be clear, Diddy isn't the only one protected by the culture of silence. Hollywood has always chosen image over truth. But what makes this extra spicy is that he allegedly thought he could do what he always does: smear the woman, control the narrative, and walk away untouched. But Sienna? She's no rookie. At her peak, she was an A-list British actress with access, lawyers, and zero interest in clout or career boosts by association. She doesn't need his money, and now she's speaking her truth. Allegedly, she didn't just talk about that one awkward night. She told investigators about his erratic behavior, his control issues, and his long-term dependency, suggesting that those patterns were part of how he allegedly kept women in line during his freak-off parties. That's not just embarrassing, that's federal. She may have said just enough to make investigators circle back and dig deeper. This isn't about one failed night. This is about a man who built an empire on excess, performance, and control, only to be undone by a woman who couldn't be bought or shamed. Sienna's never been messy. She won't go on IG Live in tears or drop diss tracks. But don't underestimate the quiet ones. She took her time, held her cards, and now she's letting the truth drip like candle wax in a confession booth. Back when Diddy tried to ruin her name, that might have worked in 2009. But in 2025, the era of documentaries, exposés, and indictments, people are finally listening to women, especially when those women bring context and credibility. So now the question is, where do we go from here? Between the blind items, the federal investigation, and the growing pile of allegations, one thing is clear: the facade is crumbling. The mogul image, misleading. The rumors, sounding more like evidence. And the women, finally being heard. But here's the deeper question. Why do so many still rush to protect powerful men instead of the victims? Is Sienna really one of the key informants? Or is this a PR move while Diddy's empire burns? Should we be mocking Diddy for his performance issues, or focusing on the darker power dynamics behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments.